Hey, it's Josh. Yes, I'm normally not the one to start these, but the reason that I am starting this today is to let you all know that this episode is releasing when it was not supposed to. This was supposed to come out several weeks ago. We recorded this back around the beginning of December, but due to scheduling conflicts, editing things, and then having to put out the Christmas episode before, Christmas, obviously. I think we got it on Christmas, something like that. Either way, sadly, that meant this episode has been pushed back and delayed and all manner of things. But the important thing, though, is you are hearing it now. So please enjoy our discussion of Wicked, all sorts of manner of other things, us being idiots. You know how it goes. If this is your first time, boy howdy, I'm sorry.
Welcome back to the official GeekSpeak podcast. I'm your host, Sean, and joined as always is my co-host, Josh, dog playing solitaire, Rudy Rudolph. This is the podcast where we watch movies, make movies, play games, and more. And that was a reference to the Blu-ray release of Hundreds of Beavers, out now.
Purchase my copy today.
Did you do the full 74 one?
I was so tempted to.
It's almost out.
I know, but like with shipping, it was almost 100. I was just like, I want it so badly, but I can't justify it.
But the 4-screen version of watching the VFX breakdown is so cool to me.
Is that only in that specific version?
Yes.
I thought that specific version was just the wooden slipcover.
I thought it had more stuff. I don't know.
Because I looked at both special features on both versions. I didn't notice any difference, and I thought that I saw the regular one had the VFX
so it's
breakdown.
Still just $30 for it.
If you want the regular one, yeah.
Oh hell yeah! But also, they also had a limited edition slipcover of that one too, which is also sold out.
I did try to buy that one. That one was sold out.
And I was mad. If you've not seen Hundreds of Beavers, this is not a sponsored segment. It's just a great movie, and it will not win any awards really this year, but it should win all of them.
It is right now still my number one movie of the year. It's top Dune Part 2, but I'm also always back and forth on those two. It's literally, you can either buy it digitally, you can buy the Blu-ray. It's also on
It's
Tubi?
Free.
Isn't it on Tubi for free?
It's also on YouTube.
It's on YouTube?
Yeah, they have it released as a film you can watch for free.
Hold the
It has ads or YouTube
I
Premium.
don't care. Hold on.
But also, please actually buy their stuff because it helps support them making more movies.
We are not being hyperbolic when we say this is genuinely one of the best and funniest movies of the year. It is absolutely incredible.
I'm seeing it again tonight in theaters.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
I'm a little close to the screen because it was very packed. But it's fine. I don't care. Yeah, they're making no effort to hide this movie. They want you to be able to watch it. The merchandise is pretty expensive because they need to be able to support it. They get pennies per stream, if that. So
the wood slipcover one has the feature with VFX breakdown. How was it that I found the regular Blu-ray?
That is the coolest feature to me, for sure.
Oh yeah, I love when stuff like that, like the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes 4K, having that specific thing with it is so cool. I love it. Yeah, the regular one also has movie with VFX breakdown.
That's also, they said the best way to watch it is watching it 12 times, that version, because you can watch each square once fully.
Oh.
And then also on top of it, there are 3 commentary tracks for it.
Oh, that's cool.
Also, Josh, Spotify Wrapped happened, and it's not amazing.
I don't use Spotify.
Sure. But I mean, I'm saying because they laid off 1,500 employees last year.
Jeez.
So it's a lot less in it, a lot less statistics and stuff. It's really just general. You listen to these 5 songs, these 5 artists. Also, it's probably mostly powered by AI this time.
That does not surprise me.
But we have our creator Spotify Wrapped, and it's less detailed than last year, of course. But do you want to see it?
Sure.
Let's go, GeekSpeak podcast. Fans were really loving your show in 2024. You took it to a whole new level this year. Did we? We gained plus 55% listeners this year.
Hey.
On Spotify specifically, of course. And plus 13% followers. So that's neato burrito. Give it up for your new fans, it says. 64% of your listeners discovered you this year. That's crazy.
Cool.
I think putting out at least a few TikToks I did really did help, but it wasn't if I was more consistent with that, I think it would have helped a lot.
Plus, we did also put out more this year because there weren't strikes happening this year
to
stop us.
That's true. And it says your fans have a clear favorite episode. Josh, what episode is it? You can guess it this year.
Of this year?
Yes,
Ugh.
come on. Our most popular episode by far. Think about our guest this year.
Okay, but I'm trying to think of which one was more popular, though. Was it Nikhil's?
It was episode 51, X-Men 97, featuring Nikhil Clayton.
Okay.
Which I'm not surprised by, of course. Thank you for Nikhil coming on the show again.
Yeah.
It was streamed 267% more than your average episode. Which, I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult to us, but either way, I'm taking it.
I mean, if we were more consistent with uploads, I think that, yeah.
No, but I am genuinely happy that it brought in any new viewers or listeners for the most part. It's great. Ever wondered who your audience is? Yes. Let's break it down. Our listeners by age are 28% 18. What do you think our biggest demographic is?
Probably like
18 to 24, 25 to 29, 30 to 34, 35 to 44, or 55 plus.
Probably 25 to 29.
It is, with 44% of our audience.
Cool.
28% is 18 to 24, 14% is 30 to 34, and then 7% is both 55 plus and 35 to 44, which is interesting. I want to know who the 7% is who are 55 plus listening to us. And thank you. Listeners ages 30 to 34 grew by the most by 100%. So did we have 0? Hold on, I don't know how math works. Where in the world have you been, Josh?
America.
In 2024, your show traveled the globe.
Cool.
You were streamed in 4 countries.
What are the other ones?
Cool.
I'm really curious.
United States was your top country.
Yeah,
not surprised that.
Tracks.
Your youngest listeners are from the United States. Also not surprised. However, our oldest are from Sweden.
Okay. Thank you, Swedes.
I don't know if this gets around VPNs or not, though.
That's still a random country to choose for a VPN, so I'm still going to say, thank you, Swedes.
Thank you, Swedes. That's our new slogan. Thank you, Swedes. Your fans have great taste, obviously. Oh, for sure. Other than your show, they also loved DN Dorks, which is a podcast on D&D, Pod Save America, which is funny because John Lovett from that podcast was on Survivor, which we currently have been watching. The Ringer NBA show, My Brother, and Me, and Good Children. And I have heard of 3 of these, but the NBA Ringer show is not our vibe, so I love that we're bringing in sports people still, Josh.
I don't know how we're bringing in sports people, but thanks, I guess.
For our listeners, top music is country, industrial, and pop. And that's funny to me.
Those are all so very different.
So if you listen to us, send us an email. Let us know what you listen to specifically. I'm very curious what your go-to is at this point. And what country you're in.
Are there nerds that are country music fans out there?
I'm sure.
Okay, I guess.
There are at least generic enough movie fans. I don't mean generic fans, but I mean people like just anything, just movies.
Yeah.
Also, their number one audiobook genre was sci-fi and fantasy.
Yeah, that tracks.
They didn't just listen. 78% of your audience watched a video on Spotify this year. Cool. Doesn't apply to us, but still cool you did that, I guess. And what kind of creator are you, Josh?
I'm one that's here.
It's gonna give us an assessment, apparently.
Oh.
Between countries, episode length, and published frequency, we are the Explorer. That's our creator personality. Cool.
Okay.
Again, I think it's powered by AI this time, mostly. But regardless, thank you. Your fans have ended the conversation. Actually, I would love it if you actually did. Please email us, please tweet at us, and join us on our Discord. But our podcast rating was 4.6.
Cool.
We do have some ratings, actually. I think it was like 3 or 4 in there. Right now, it's up to 4.7, which is interesting.
Hey.
And it says there are 3 ratings, which makes you confused on how 3 adds up to 4.7.
Look, math don't make no sense.
Because if you'd be a 5, and a 4, it'd be 4.5. So maybe other people have been rated, but just didn't get counted in the numbers. I don't know how it works. But anyway, that's our wraps, Josh.
Cool.
Also, I'm going to say, I think we agree on that off here. If not, you can cut this out. But DCOM update is, I think going forward, we are going to do DCOM mini-zodes. We've done a few. Is that cool with you, Josh, still?
Yeah.
We have done a few in the past. I think it would allow us the freedom to keep doing this podcast more consistently, while also adding these DCOMs in it, which, funny enough, was kind of the whole spur of the podcast in the first place. Now it's getting kind of put to the side. We're not trying to put it to the side. It's just making us having to go out of our way to watch another DCOM every week before we do this long recording can be a challenge sometimes. So I think that, especially because it's not one we're going out of the way to go see in theaters. Like, we're trying to keep up with those as much as we can, but going watch at home. I don't watch a lot of movies at home at this point because I don't have the time when I'm at home usually. Like, if I'm at home, I'm usually spending time with my fiance and just eating dinner and going to bed mostly. I don't have a lot of time together. So usually if I'm out, I'm going to go see a movie. That's what all my life is right now. It's working, going out to see a movie, or being at home eating dinner. It's kind of my vibe right now. Also, I just beat this game, Spider-Man, on PS5. So much fun.
Yay.
I'm gonna go through and still 100% it, like completely. The story's stuck at 99% still, and I'm mad because I have to do ultimate on 2 more challenges still, and complete like 3 more crimes. Anyway, so DCOM's supposed to be coming now, but they'll be separate from the actual main podcast episode. If you look in the past, we've done it a few times as well. And if you want to get caught up on all of our DCOMs, I will put on our Twitter or our X, or whatever you want to call it, a list of where you can find each one so far. So I'll do the homework for you. News! We have a trailer and a behind the scenes clip. I think you've seen both for the Minecraft movie.
Yes.
Also, they brought on numerous very cool Minecraft YouTubers who've been around for the past like 15 years in the actual main scene, which is pretty cool to me. Like Dan TDM, LD Shadow Lady, and others as well. I think Mumbo Jumbo's on set. Should help. I think it's partly consulting, partly like just giving them what this vibe will be like, so they can help like show their audience, hey, this is cool, and it actually is kind of cool. And the first line of this trailer is, "As a child, I yearned for the mines," leading into the meme of it all. And I think it works really well to me, honestly.
Yeah.
People are gonna make fun of it, but it works. And I'm impressed by the details in this so much. I've sort of been playing the game for this long. When I saw the spider jock is where the skeletons riding spiders with bow and arrows, that's in the game, but also it's usually a rare spawn. But when they're shooting flaming arrows, like they don't shoot arrows by a flame naturally, unless their bows are enchanted, which also happens very rarely. And I noticed if you look closely at their bows, they have a purple enchantment glint. I'm like, okay, you're putting a lot of detail and making it at least as accurate as you possibly can for what you're trying to achieve. And if you're trying to make things a little different, you're at least referencing it how it could be possible, which I think is really cool. They even have like a Minecraft chicken farm cooker, which I think is very funny. It's not made well. It's made in a way that you wouldn't get any output at all, because the lava would destroy the item that pops out. But it's cool that they're including that at all. Which feels like a good sense of community. I don't believe that Steve only had one Ender Pearl. I think that's really stupid. He's has a Elytra in this trailer, meaning he's gone to the end, beating the dragon, has an infinite pool of Ender Pearls. But my friend touched on this. I know it won't reference to you at all, Josh, in your knowledge of the game. But Ender Pearls kind of become a lot more useless once you have Elytra, because you can just fly everywhere and you don't need to teleport places. So that's I guess it might be why he's running out. Anyway, overall, kind of fun vibes. I think the story's gonna be really generic and boring, but I think that the characters and the setting will elevate it enough for me. That's my thoughts.
And I'm just here vibing with it.
Does it look fun to you, at least?
Oh yeah, this trailer was a massive improvement over the first. It has me much more excited. Just hearing the line of "As a child, I yearned for the mines," I was just like, God damn it, I'm sold now. God, you bastards.
And like, I don't understand everyone saying it looks like the animals and stuff look bad. They look like what I would kind of expect a polished version of Minecraft to look like.
If there's anything I've learned about fan bases is that even if it looks exactly like the thing, they're going to find something to complain about. You're never going to be able to satisfy them.
Like, I get the initial charm of the game was it looked like a retro video game. That was the initial idea of the game. It's supposed to look older and like more like retro and vintage. But here, it's a movie. That's harder to do that if you're doing live action. Even the detail of giving a wolf a bone and a red color just appears on its neck and heart emojis, basically, that's in the games and it's fun. And I think it's really interesting how many details they're putting in this. They are adding square potatoes, Josh.
Cool.
Potatoes aren't square in the game, but they're cooler they are in this. I am impressed by the set. I wish some of it was not as CGI still. That like some of the backdrops are very weirdly scaled, and the world generation's a bit weird and wonky. But overall, I give a yay because I can tell they're at least trying really hard.
I'll give it a yay because no matter what, it's going to be a very interesting movie to discuss with Sean.
Elio! We got a new teaser. What do you think?
Cool. Don't know why Pixar kept delaying this over and over again, but this looks very charming and I'm very excited.
I agree. I have one weird thing is I'm kind of tired of Pixar's gloopy characters. Every human looks like a bubble, and it's becoming more and more apparent to me. Like Luca, that body shape of everyone, that kind of just a little roundy and bubbly in every character, and that's how it's been the past few years with I think a lot of Pixar stuff. More and more. And I'm not a huge fan of that look anymore. It's like the meme about the CalArts, whatever it was, the every like Gravity Falls, the Chowder, like the bubbly head shape and stuff. I feel that's kind of how these humans are looking now in 3D as well. And that's just me. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think it's actually a real problem. It's like, okay, I like that we have different art styles happening in different studios right now. It'd be cool if they could just differentiate their own movies a bit more now. Because it was more okay when humans were a bit, I'd call them half Bridget, half gloopy in Toy Story. They're kind of just a little bubbly, but it's all they could work with. And now it's becoming more and more apparent. But for a long time, Pixar didn't have an issue with that because they didn't always focus on humans, and now they're focusing more and more on humans. And it's like, okay, can we do a different body type now? There different like design, I mean, for it or style.
Mm-hmm.
Like Spider-Verse is getting weird and comic booky, and Last Wish is beautiful. Wild Robot is painted; it looks so cool. I think some more differentiation with this style would be cool. But overall, really interesting. I like the visuals a lot for the spacey things.
Yeah.
And apparently he's the king of Earth.
Apparently.
Yeah. So that's cool. I like what happened to his eyeball?
I don't know.
I'm scared for his eyeball. I hope he is not, stabbed in the eye permanently as a child. That doesn't seem very fun.
He'll be fine.
He'll be fine. I guess overall yay though.
I give it a yay. I love when Pixar does original stuff like this.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
And I hope everyone goes to see it because everyone's complaining about original content, which first off, we're getting more original movies every year than big blockbusters and remakes and sequels. Every single year we have more original content, but people don't go see it as much because they haven't heard of it enough. Because it's hard to market original content, or if they are marketed, it's like, well, I'm going to go to the thing I know instead. Go to original things. This looks at least fun. Bring your kids.
If you're someone that says animation is cinema, but you don't actually go see animated movies, you are part of the problem.
But also, you can be part of the solution. So, go do that. I have next section I labeled UGG, because we have trailers for Snow White, Stitch, and How to Train Your Dragon. Ugh.
Yay.
I'm going to give the three a blanket nay. I don't think individually they don't look terrible. That's not what I'm saying.
One does. One does. You know which one.
I'm saying overall, these three don't look terrible. But, hold on. But they shouldn't exist.
I agree with you on the not existing
You're saying
part.
Snow White looks terrible.
Oh, yes. It looks bad. I don't blame Rachel Zegler. I don't necessarily blame Mark Webb. It's just a case of, like, what the hell are we doing here?
We had set photos of actual humans instead of dwarves. Regardless of the political problem of recasting little people to be variety of sizes and people.
It is so goddamn funny to me that Peter Dinklage, all he said was just like, I don't think that little people should just play dwarf like characters. That's all the man said. And then for some reason Disney was just like, okay, let's change up what we already filmed and CG over it with CG dwarf characters, and it looks so horrendous and awful that it's kind of hilarious. God, it's...
I think Rachel would be great. I think Rachel Zegler will help this movie a lot. However,
for sure,
Gal Gadot is hurting this movie a lot.
God, every line delivery...
Enough champagne to fill the Nile!
God, every line delivery from her in the trailer is so bad. It's so funny. I can't wait to hear her sing. It's going to be wonderful.
Say, I think that she is part of why the first Wonder Woman works. That if hold on. I think that is I think her acting style of not acting and being genuinely intrigued by everything and a little stilted works for that first movie.
Yeah.
I had not seen her anything else that I think is wow, or her performance is wow.
No.
And also, she fought in the Israeli military. Just a heads up if you don't know.
Not a great person.
She didn't. If you were born there, you had to fight in the military there. That is part, like, you had to be a draft enlisted. You can't control where you're born, but you can control a bit of your life and your politics around it. She could have come out afterwards saying how she regretted it, things she didn't want to do, or saying, hey, there's a genocide in Palestine that we are causing, and we should stop. You have a voice, especially someone who is a former soldier. You have a very strong voice you could be using for good. That's what I'm saying about that. But I like the costume design. I'm gonna be positive there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. But I think the most disappointing thing for me is just Mark Webb's direction. And again, I think this could be attributed to a lot of different things. But like looking back on like his past films, and especially seeing Amazing Spider-Man 2 in theaters again this year, what happened, man? I
love both Amazing Spider-Man movies, unironically and in the minority on that, I guess, forever. But the first one is my favorite Spider-Man film still, I think. I don't know about the across and the beyond, the into movies yet. Because Spider-Verse movies are still great. I don't know where they rank without. It's hard to compare them everything sometimes to me for live action. But I think Mark Webb is a good director, and he made a lot of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which is wild to me still, which I'm on season 2 of something of. But I don't see his direction here.
No. It's just like every other live action Disney remake where it's just Disney was like, "Oh, make it as close to the original as possible. Don't stray too far or else."
Speaking of which, is Chris Sanders still voicing Stitch and Stitch? Like
I
Lilo and Stitch?
believe so, yes.
Yeah, so the little girl who plays Lilo looks adorable, and I don't know if you've seen her in interviews and stuff, but was saying how, when I was a little kid, keep in mind she's like 7, I think, or 6 or something like that, and she said when I was a little kid, when I was 5, I said to my parents, I want to be an actor, and then about a month later, I got an audition, and then about a month after that, I got cast. That's great. I'm like, yep, good for you.
All right, I'm looking at the cast of this because I haven't seen all of them before. Zach Galifianakis is playing Jumba in it.
Yes, he
That's
is.
amazing.
I like Pleakley casting a lot too.
This kind of disappoints me. He's a great actor, but I wish they got Ving Rhames to play.
I know we've discussed on the
Bubbles.
podcast before,
I don't remember that.
like multiple times over for months at one point.
This is news to me.
Josh, we can roll the clip if you want to. We have to go find it, but we had you had talked about Ving Rhames playing Cobra Bubbles for like 3 months straight.
Yeah, I wish that he was, and he's not. And
I know, but we still have good casting.
Oh no, it's good casting, but it's just like Ving Rhames is right there.
Yeah, because there was originally a controversy that people thought they were casting a woman instead of the role.
I don't remember that.
Josh has forgotten everything he does on this podcast. Once he records, it leaves his head.
Exactly.
So I actually Dragon teaser. We said our last time our first look stuff is that just why? I mean, it looks fine, but there's nothing here. Apparently, the director says it will be decently different enough still.
You see, he says that, but
it looks the exact same.
The entire trailer is practically a shot-for-shot remake. I don't doubt there's going to be some differences, but like the fact, like the moment of when he like interacts with Hiccup with Toothless for the first time, it's shot exactly the same. Like, come on, man.
I kind of get keeping some moments the same, but don't keep those as the trailer moments.
Yeah.
Also, having that not be the same music really does, and at one moment hurts because like that original music is so powerful, and changing out it just doesn't hit as hard. This is fine, I guess. Toothless looks too boring to me. It's the exact same again. Like I think I realized the only reason they're making this movie, there's one reason. It's because the new park. They want to keep it in the people's consciousness. It's to reinvigorate the brand. Have it has to look the exact same, so they can go to the park and see those characters again. That's why I'm making it.
And I think that if DreamWorks was still doing what it was doing for a while, where it was just kind of like its own thing bouncing from studio to studio without any of them actually owning them, I don't think we ever would have gotten a remake of it. But since Universal now actually owns them, now remakes are going to start to happen.
We have our first potential casting for the Harry Potter TV show.
Yay! Love it.
Have you heard about this?
Maybe.
Papa Esiadu, I think is how to pronounce the name, has been offered to play Severus Snape in the Harry Potter TV show. And I now think it's going to make James Potter look a lot worse because you're casting a black man as Severus Snape.
How do you spell this man's name?
Paapa space Essiedu. Yes. I had not seen him anything myself. You've seen him in Men, apparently.
Okay, I do recognize him.
Yeah, I recognize I just haven't seen him in any movies yet or shows. But I think it will make you don't want to make James Potter also a racist, which is how it might come across now. It's going to potentially have more undertones there. I think he can probably play it well. But also this movie should exist. It shouldn't exist at all. What's the point of it? What are you doing?
Yeah, we've talked about before it shouldn't exist. I will say I like James being slightly racist. I mean, that could add a different kind of dynamic, but also J.K. Rowling doesn't do anything like that in the slightest. So I don't want it.
It's probably because there's there's 2 black characters in all Harry Potter of Dean Thomas and Kingsley Shacklebolt. That's why they're doing this.
That's exactly what it is. It's for the diversity points and to also try to deflect off of her being a horrible transphobe.
Also, I think he's aged more correctly. So he's 34, which is like much closer age than Alec was the character.
Yeah.
Harry Potter fans are also not always the best at being polite and kind.
Most fan bases aren't.
Sure, but people who defend the racism and transphobia and stuff in the books already is not going to come across well here. So I'm nervous for this actor. Also, congrats on him for being offered a big role. That's cool inherently. I am nervous for him as a person now. With he'll probably get many death threats as well as more racist comments for the next however many years. Also, the show's been pushed back to 2027 now.
What?
Yep.
What the fuck, man? They announced this, what, a year ago now? And they haven't even started yet, and they're saying it's coming out in 2027?
Well, he hasn't been cast. He's been offered to play the role.
No, I know that, but I'm saying, like, they're in the writing process now. God, this is...
It should come out in 2027, to my knowledge. That's what we're saying.
Good lord.
Anyway, nay, I guess. I mean, yay for him, I guess, for being offered a big role, but nay, for this be causing a lot more problems. And look, this is not me saying don't cast black actors as big lead roles. That's not all I'm saying. That's what happened. That should happen constantly. I am nervous for him as a person because fan bases are toxic a lot. And on top of Snape could be played by any role. That's not an issue. I'm nervous for that. I'm curious about the story elements now, if it will change anything between dynamics and how it would change things. Because people already defend James Potter for being a dick all the time. How you can't defend him if it gets worse? Jesse Eisenberg.
The man, the myth, the legend, the tomb!
He has been asked if he would reprise his role for a Social Network sequel. Would you like to see that? Like in modern day, everything that's been happening with Facebook, first off?
I think that so much has happened, like with social media and Facebook. There's you'd have to get very specific with whatever it is that you cover, but I think that there's interesting angles you can go with.
He said, "I'll do any job that anybody offers us. If there's a car commercial for a Pinto, I'll show up on set. Will I be in that movie? Yeah, I'll be in anything. If you're making a home movie for a kid, I'll be in the home movie." Meaning we can get Jesse Eisenberg.
Hell yeah.
And he comments like, "Bro needs some money." But also, he said it so nervously too. He's always so anxious.
He's so anxious, but that's why his movie A Simple Favor works so well. He utilizes his own strengths and weaknesses
I think
perfectly.
His anxiety is great in Batman vs Superman. It's great in Social Network. He plays it off really well in a lot of his roles. He's cast for it a lot.
Yeah, which is funny because in Now You See Me, he doesn't really play like an anxious character, which I just think is really interesting.
Is he good in it?
Yeah, he's good in it.
So you like Alan Tudyk?
Oh, yeah, Chicken Man's funny.
He's been cast as the voice of Clayface in James Gunn's DCU. And we know for a fact that most of these characters will be playing the same role on TV and film, and voice and screen. So if he's playing our Clayface as well on screen, he's playing apparently very, very differently than Harley Quinn's Clayface.
No, make it the exact same
he's
version.
He's put on record saying it's very different. It's not like
I want it to be the same.
That would be not very fit for probably our new Batman.
That'd be so funny, though.
Also for DC casting and news, Luca Guadagnino?
I think
one
it's
of the two.
Something like that.
He'll be directing a new film for DC Universe, DC Studios. Have you heard about this?
I saw it. I'm still trying to process it.
Daniel Craig, also pronounced Craig, not Craig apparently as well, is in talks to star as Sergeant Rock in a Sergeant Rock film for DC Studios. Which
I don't know who that is.
That's correct. Most people don't. And I think it's an interesting choice. He is a fictional character, obviously, during World War II. So will this be a movie set at that time? Or he fits, like, here's what I thought. They might have some of the DC Studio stuff be throughout time. And that would be interesting, showing slices of this universe in World War II, World War I, Korean War, Vietnam War, show things that are happening in the 60s, so things that are happening in the, 5,000 years ago. You can just have movies faced throughout the time. The problem is these characters can't interact as much, of course. But of course, we also could do a weird timey-wimey thing. We could have him be brought to the modern day. It could be set in modern day instead. I think also you could fit him in with Creature Commandos incredibly well in that set of things. But Daniel Craig, who hates James Bond now, apparently, doing this kind of role is so fascinating. Also, he's an English actor playing an American soldier. That's also very funny to me.
He's leaving Britain behind and he's becoming more and more American.
Fighting World War II as the Americans. Yeah, I mean, sure. I have no more knowledge on this than you do, of course, at this point.
Yeah.
And as the movie, I'm very curious. I know pretty much. I just knew he's a World War II veteran, and I haven't read any stories of him. That's all I know. But I know he's been in modern day stuff, but very rarely. And you could do that again, just bring him here. I guess, yay. I'm curious.
I am so curious what this is going to be like.
You like Christopher Nolan, right?
He's a man that makes good things.
You know how last time we said that Zendaya was going to join him in the Tom Holland movie?
Yes.
Well, that movie has Tom Holland, Zendaya, Lupita Nyong'o, Matt Damon, and Hathaway. And now they add 2 more people in Robert Pattinson and Charlize Theron.
Hell to the yes.
What is happening here? What is this plot?
I don't know, but I am here for it.
This kind of star-studded cast sounds like a heist movie kind of vibe. I doubt it will because he's done it before. Twice.
I know Inception. What's the other? I don't count Tenet as a heist movie.
Tenet's a heist movie for sure.
I do not count it as a heist movie.
Then you will argue with Bueller on that for sure, because his whole stick is about talking about heist movies, and that's on his list for sure. I think any movie that has a heist as a major part of the movie, which happens, or a break-in, usually counts to me. But
well, that doesn't make the entire thing a heist movie.
I mean, Wonka's a heist movie to me too. Any movie that has a heist in it is a heist movie to me.
Just because the Wonka has a heist happen at the end does not make the entire thing a heist movie.
I'm gonna clip this right here, put it on TikTok, and watch the arguments happen. Because I don't care enough about this debate, but people do.
Something like Ocean's 11 or Logan Lucky, where the entire plot revolves around setting up, preparing, and committing a heist, is a heist movie. Something like Wonka, where a heist doesn't come in until the very end, is not a heist movie. It has a heist, it is not about a heist.
I'm so excited to watch these comments later. I don't care either way, but yay on this casting.
I give it yay, very big.
And Aragorn news.
Aragorn, the beautiful fuckboy. I couldn't think of something. I couldn't think of something better.
Josh describes Aragorn as the beautiful fuckboy.
Am I incorrect?
I think you are incorrect. He's committed to one woman the entire time.
Fair, but you know that he's thinking about it.
Do I?
I don't know.
He seems so confident and kind and not at all toxic. Anyway, Viggo Mortensen has been asked to return to Aragorn for the Hunt for Gollum movie.
You know, as much as I would love to see Viggo as him again, he's too much older at this point to do that.
I mean, the character aged.
This is a prequel.
This is a prequel. Oh my god, you're right. This is gonna be bad. Are they gonna do de-aging on him?
Yes. What do you think? I mean, he hasn't confirmed yet if he's gonna do it.
Would you prefer a recast of the character if they do it?
I would prefer this movie to not
I
exist.
know, but I'm saying for the sake of the movie, would you?
You see, I would say yes, but fans just hate the idea of someone that isn't the original person playing the person again. So whoever it would be if they do that would just be ridiculed for their entire life.
And no one looks like Viggo Mortensen. To me.
No.
But anyway, I guess I'm going to give this a tentative yay because I'm always down to see him do the role again in general. And they could do what they did with Joe Locke of when they had him play a 13-year-old for a few scenes. It's like, just didn't do anything and let us believe it.
I just don't understand what this story would be that would involve, like, being about Gollum, but, like, how and why would Aragorn be tied into this at this point?
He didn't know who Gollum was.
Yeah, I know. This is just a case of Warner Brothers being like, we gotta put in Lord of the Rings characters to make people go see it. I can guarantee you Bilbo will show up, same as Frodo, for
Bilbo,
no
I get
reason.
more.
That would just be showing clips from The Hobbit. They're not gonna do that, though.
The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, has weighed in on the debate about singing in movie theaters.
I fucking hate this for a multitude of reasons.
So The Rock says people should be able to sing in movies. You paid your hard-earned money for a ticket, and if you've gone to a musical and you're into it, sing. No,
this is not a concert.
I paid to hear them sing. You sing, Dwayne Johnson, on screen in Moana.
Do you understand, sir, why musicals have specific showings that say sing along? It's so that way you can sing along at those showings. So that way you don't annoy those that have never seen it before.
The kind of people who go to movies and want to sing in the theater are the kind of people who should not be singing in a theater. They don't sound great.
No. This would be like going to see a Broadway show and just telling people beforehand, like, hey, go ahead.
That's a problem now.
Yeah, I know. Every video I've seen of, like, Broadway performances of people talking and, like, being loungy, I'm just like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Well, people in general are not being taught, like, audience theater etiquette for like stage. They assume it's like a concert because they paid $200.
Yeah,
when
that
it's
ain't
not.
how that works.
Even though it's live actors and they can get distracted easily, don't try and distract them by singing or talking because they're humans on stage in front of you. It's not like a movie or like a concert, not at all like that. No, yeah, nay. Also, Cynthia Erivo recently I was asked the same question. She's like, yeah, sure, sing. I think she was really trying hard to give the safe answer, the crowd pleasing answer.
And it's made people mad.
Because I think because she was backlash before what she said about the whole hat thing, wicked edit. So trying to play it safe, and I think it became, yeah, I'm chill, do what you want to do, and it became across as like, we should sing. No, that ruins the theater experience. But also, I think she was fucked either way. Because I think if she said no, people were like, how dare she ruin my fun? They're gonna spin it either way.
And there's me that works at a theater that kicks out people all the time for talking and being annoying, so I don't give a shit. I will kick you out if you are disturbing others' experiences.
Now it's the end of our news.
Wow!
I all of this is kind of interesting. Regardless of quality, I'm intrigued by everything on here today.
There are certainly some things that are happening.
Wicked Part 1. I'm going to start. We're going to say, I guess no spoilers for this. It's hard to talk about, though, because it's a musical with no spoilers.
It's a musical that also started out on Broadway 20 years ago.
21 years ago this past month.
I thought it came out in 2004.
The thing on the internet said 21 years ago. So it's unimportant. But anyway.
Care.
Josh, what's the story?
So you know that Wizard of Oz movie? Well, you don't know jack shit about it. It's all a lie. Because the Wicked Witch was actually not wicked.
Or was she?
Dun dun dun. But this is a story about two friends in college hating each other, falling in love, denying their lesbianism because straight people made this. And then, fun things happen. And bad things eventually happen.
Fun things happen.
And then, bam, end of part 1. There you go. There's the movie.
I think I said, woman goes to school, tries to learn magic, goes to wizard, things go bad.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard to not talk about without spoiling it because it's it is a very straightforward plot for the most part.
Yeah.
It's also act 1 of a show. It's literally half of the plot of the story.
Which I'm very curious to see how they do part 2.
I will say, regardless of spoilers, it's bad as 2 parts for one main reason. Everyone who has not seen it on stage has it been spoiled for part 2 everywhere now.
Has or has not?
Has. Nicole, my fiance, knows everything in part 2 pretty much now. Opening weekend, she knew everything because everyone, without spoiler warnings, was posting everything about it. It's like, well, it came out 21 years ago. Yeah, but this just came out. Seeing a show on Broadway or touring is a huge privilege. And, it's expensive and one you should not take lightly and just throw out there. If you watch slime tutorials on YouTube and show stuff like that and just watch the people's recorded sneaky camera footage of it, that's also not the best way to watch it, and not everyone wants to do that for the first time seeing it. So they want to go see it on stage or save up years from now and go see it on stage or something. And so I think spoiling for people who don't want to watch your wacky ass shot of it, someone hidden for camera, or haven't seen it on stage yet, don't spoil it for them, which people are doing constantly. And people are referencing clips in Wizard of Oz and damn, I can't believe that person did that based on this thing from Wicked Part 2. Then stop saying that. So that's my biggest thing about this. It should not be in part 2 parts. Because also, this the original Broadway show is 2 hours and 20 minutes long. This movie is longer than the entire Broadway show. This is Act 1. That's fucking crazy.
I mean, to be fair, I never felt the runtime. The pacing was pretty good.
I did sometimes. Dancing Through Life being a half hour long, I felt that. As well as with Defying Gravity being 15 minutes, I felt that.
Which is funny because I've been listening to the soundtrack by itself, and obviously the songs don't have, the breaks in between with the scenes of dialogue and stuff. I found that Defying Gravity... No, wait, which one was it? Hold on, I'm thinking. Dancing Through Life, I did enjoy, the breaks in between, and I did like the stuff, but it also did make me forget, oh yeah, the song is technically still going, which is that big problem with that
right.
one. And then Defying Gravity, I am split down the middle of it, because hearing the song by itself on the soundtrack, it sounds like it is missing something, and, I think in the movie...
Well, the song on the soundtrack is also cut up weirdly, too. because
Yeah.
they are merging together cuts of singing together. With
Yeah.
because in the movie, like there's a weird part. It's like it's me, and it sounds like a little robotic in the soundtrack. For a
Mhm.
second, it's me because there's in the movie a gap of dialogue in between where that would connect better. If you listen to the Broadway version, it sounds cleaner as one song because it was designed that way. You don't need to chop it the fuck up. I'm sorry. This is not a spoiler. I am just heated about it. It is my biggest defying. Josh and I are probably in the minority on this. That defying gravity might be our biggest nitpick with the whole movie.
And this is not saying that it is performed badly. It
It's
is
performed
not.
so great, but it sucks.
You see, here's the thing when it comes to musicals. Like, typically during songs, there could be, like, small breaks in between certain melodies of characters saying something. But it's usually,
Or
like,
dancing.
a couple... Yeah, it's usually, like, a couple seconds, maybe a minute, never too egregious. What the song on the soundtrack is about 7 minutes. In the movie, it is almost 15 minutes.
On Broadway, the song's about like 5 minutes, 50 seconds, something like that. And I think it might be 7 minutes total with a few dialogue breaks, but like nothing major at all.
Yeah, that just shows you how much extra stuff they add into it. I will say, though, I understand why they did, though, but it comes at the cost of it flowing as it should and really hitting those emotional highs that song reaches in the original show.
People have been saying, for lack of a better word, it's a little sexual, sorry. It's been edging them for crying. We are trying to almost build momentum, and it keeps stopping. Or like teasing them, and it's true. I didn't feel, by the end of Defying Gravity, I felt nothing. Because everyone's like, they're crying, and I'm like, you kept cutting off momentum every 5 seconds. I wanted to feel something. I would have if you just let it go. But even when she's doing arm in the middle of the big music, whatever, she stops and starts singing and stops and starts singing. Like, what? Just finish the notes. And this isn't, again, this is not even a spoiler. Because we're not even saying what's happening in the lyrics. We're not saying what's happening in the song. Just, it's broken up in the end of this musical so much. It hurt it knocked the movie down probably a star or 2 for me. Like, it really, or half a star or 2, or a whole star. 2 points probably. And I just wish, like, if that was fixed, this could have been a 9 or 10 for me.
Yeah, because it's really just that song and Dancing Through Life that hit this problem the worst out of all of them. Some of the other songs do have those little breaks, but it's never really too bad from what I remember. I've seen this twice now. I still really love it. But
I think it's great overall. It's something I'm nitpicking, but it really is my biggest problem. Otherwise, I pretty much love it.
And it's very interesting that they did this, like, to split into 2 parts, because his last movie he made was In the Heights, and we've talked about it before on the podcast, but that, from what I know, was a pretty straightforward adaptation. There's some narrative differences. I'm explaining. From what I've been told, there are some narrative differences that were made in it, but in terms of how, like, the songs and everything are, it's pretty very similar to it without major changes in that kind of format. Here, it's kind of different, which is very fascinating.
In the Heights is maybe my least favorite movie I've seen so far.
That's an incorrect statement.
Well,
hold
on. Let me elaborate myself. We did the podcast. I'd probably give like a 7 or 8 because I think it's a good movie, but I think it cut out all my favorite songs and it made the plot that was the plot of the show was gone in the movie. Pretty much, like, I think In the Heights is a weak adaptation, but a really strong movie.
I'll just defend it from this perspective. The writer that wrote the show wrote the movie.
I know. I understand that. And that's what confuses me the most. I don't know why it cut out so many songs that were, I think, integral, as well as changing 96,000 to not be important anymore. Things like that.
I mean, it could have just been like they originally did film all those songs, add them in, but it just wasn't flowing the way that it should, which could have been why. That usually is how it goes sometimes.
True. At least for a stretch, hyperbolic for sure. I think you must remember our whole discussion like a year or 2 ago about the whole our things. I went off for a long time about how we.
Oh no, I remember. I remember.
I think this one's much more faithful than that one was to me for songs.
You could definitely tell everyone that made this had a love for the show.
Yeah,
and really wanted to do.
I wish it wasn't always backlit and washed out.
I guess we should talk about that now.
It's not a spoiler either, but people are saying that it looks dull, and it's not because it's not lack of saturation. I mean, it's probably part of it a little bit, but it's not just crank saturation. It's a lack of contrast in the shots.
There is color there.
Yeah.
There's color there. The problem is people really do underestimate how lighting affects how colors appear on film.
And the colors that's on set, just in behind the scenes photos, are gorgeous because they're not for the camera. They're lit in a way that looks pretty flat, and the actual color grading process did not add the contrast it needed. It looks like a
Yeah.
Blackmagic raw still, which is not what I wanted.
Like, to give you an idea, like, the beginning musical number is during the daylight, and despite them, like,
It's
their
so washed
faces being
out.
covered, yeah, their faces are covered from, like, the sun beating down them, but the sun is also behind them, so there is this backlight that's illuminating them from both sides, so there is no contrast there. There's no shadows, there's no depth, and it washes everything out. And this is through the entire thing. The worst part that gets this is Dancing Through Life. That is the worst lit moment in it, and it pisses me off because it's an amazing musical number.
We're gonna talk about Act 1 only. I think pretty much for the most part. I might touch on Act 2 with a huge spoiler warning and say skip ahead. At that
Yes,
point,
because it is cool to not know
yes,
what happens
but
in
everyone
this.
knows everything now on the internet. People have no etiquette for ruining things anymore. They'll just tweet anything without any knowledge. Like, well, I shouldn't. It's my page. Like, I don't like the now thing. The algorithms is I don't choose to follow you, and I see your stuff still every time, everywhere.
Yeah, it's definitely been helpful. I've been staying off the internet for like a month now because I haven't gotten anything spoiled for me.
I mean, I can't. I've seen the show.
Well, I mean, no, I know that. I'm saying in general, not just
Yeah.
for that.
Sure. Let's talk about Act 1. So I really like Jonathan Bailey as Fierro. He's really old for the part.
He was
Like
so
everyone
goddamn
is so
horny.
old for these parts. It's really funny to me because these college freshmen in their late 30s or something. It's like, okay, what? I think the most interesting change to me in this whole show, in terms of story, is making Cynthia Erivo's Elphaba not be enrolled immediately. She starts out as a student in like she's coming in uniform, like in a stage show. She's in uniform right away, like with Nessa. They're both like the same age, being enrolled at the same time, like maybe a year apart. And it was always a weird thing. Like, why would you change that? It's because Cynthia's age.
Yeah. I more so kind of saw it as like her dad obviously hates her, and wouldn't like want to like give her this opportunity to go. That's how I saw it. But yes, I agree.
But he's pushing her out anyway. So like it would be, and if you really hate her, get her to go to college, get her away from me. That makes sense. And let's talk about, I guess, one else weird thing. Again, I don't know. I'm gonna spoilers for this is hard to say because I don't know what in the plot here you would consider a spoiler.
I think it's probably more so like the third act stuff. I would consider like the biggest spoilers.
Yeah. So base plot is fine. Animals are being mistreated. It's an allegory for fascism. It's an allegory for a lot of other bad dynamics with racism and oppression. There's definitely like symbolism for things that happened in the Holocaust, of how it started and things like that, and rise of the Third Reich. And okay, how are we showing this? What does the silencing look like? It's the small things here and there build up over time. They're kind of showing a bit of that through allegory animals. I don't think in this or in the musical it ever is as strong because it doesn't always hit as hard. And the whole racism allegory for Elphaba is always interesting to me because she's never systemically oppressed. It's mostly just bullying.
It's really kind of like that high school bullying thing of just like, you're different than us. But like nothing like ever like just truly just like, oh, that's dark.
And it's impossible for it to be systemic because she's the only one who is green. It's not just an oppression. There's no oppression of green people. So that is the allegories for bad stuff is usually on the animals. And because she's also an outcast and someone who is different, she's relating to them more, I guess. Why did they add Dulcie Bear in this? What the fuck?
Is this a person that shouldn't have been there?
I would say yes, because of one main thing. It changes motivations. When in the original show, Elphaba was not raised by one of the animals as a nanny. She was raised by her dad and stuff who hated her. And in this version, it's I like the animals because it could be painted at least. I don't really see it much as that. I personally forgot Dulcie Bear existed past we saw them. Like, oh yeah, they're gone. In my head. But people have been pointing out that Dulcie Bear existing in this and being the nanny of Elphaba means no, she likes the animals because she knows that they're good because of her own personal experience and not just because of her outright kindness.
I didn't see it as that.
Sure, I didn't really either, but that's what people have been talking about online a lot. And I think it is something that could that has no adding that character has zero positive effect, but could have a negative effect to people. And that's something I'm like that's a weird choice to add. That's a nitpick, but like it's been talked about, so I'm just adding that discussion saying that's been happening. Fierro is good in this.
He's so
Everyone is
horny.
in love with him. Every man, woman, and child. Everyone exists is in love with this man.
The man is so horny. It's hilarious.
I love that he is coming from the winky country, so he doesn't come with biases somehow. He's just nice.
Yeah.
Also, he talks to his horse. And his horse talks back, and they have a nice little moment. Their meeting is different than the musical. Like the way they meet in the woods is fun. The joke about foliage is funny, blending in with that.
Mm.
I really overall enjoyed his performance. I told you off air before. I wish he was a bit like more douchebaggery at the beginning, a little bit more airheady as well, because it plays into things later on. Not gonna say what things it plays into.
Yeah, I think the airheadery would have been better if that was like a little, like just a little bit more,
because it's not entirely real airheadery, but it's a fake. I want to play that more,
like kind of more so like
like
a
Bruce
himbo.
Wayne. Yeah.
Do you think Bruce is a himbo?
No. I mean the Bruce Wayne facade is what I mean, like a little bit more of that fakeness he has at the beginning. Yeah, and I think he's good. I think Cindy Revo knocks it out of the park.
Oh yeah,
she's fantastic. Also, there's a fake report earlier about her being paid $14 million less than Ariana, which is untrue. They all got paid the same for those 3 parts. I'm pretty sure. At least those 2 got paid. Ariana and Cynthia got paid the same amount of money, which is good to know. Yeah, because they both are fantastic, and I am really happy with the fact that this was made now and not like 10 years ago, starring Zac Efron and James Corden and like a bunch of
Zac Efron, James Corden as Elphaba.
I mean, like Zac Efron is, I usually could see a world where James Corden was Dr. Dillman, Zac Efron as Fiera. Like that would have maybe even Anne Hathaway come in. You know, it would have been a very, very different movie 10 years ago.
I think Zac Efron could have played him well.
Sure, but this is a different world, and I'm glad we didn't have that era of musical theater people and movie musical people being these parts. I think that helps. Also, Bowen Yang in this is very funny. Like for no goddamn reason, it's a new character.
Any lines that he gets is so funny. The dude's comedic timing is so great.
Some people find the plot to be a bit fine and, you know, not very complex, which is true. The base plot of this is very simple because you're meant to look at it often the setting of you're looking at it through the character's expression or anything else. It's a musical. You're looking at it through how they're feeling and how they're thinking, and they're bursting in a song is meant to wow you. I think that Wicked on stage is definitely more spectacle than story.
Mm-hmm.
I think that applies here as well. That's their goal. That's why it's 2 parts also, because we can do even more spectacle. And so I was hoping that the extra hour or so would add more story and the character in this. It really didn't as much. I thought we could get more fleshing, only a tiny bit.
I think for characters, it added a decent amount from what I remember. But in terms of like expanding on the story and world, it didn't seem like it added like, that much to it.
I don't think we got a ton more of Glinda and Elphaba together, really.
We could have used more of them together, but I think that the seeds that it plants, like not just for how this part goes, but then how part 2 is going to go, I think is going to help part 2 be much stronger.
What do you think about Jeff Goldblum in this?
He was fun. I really enjoyed the casting of him and kind of like using his charming carefree persona and like kind of twisting it on its head a bit with how the wizard's character like plays out. I thought that was a really smart casting choice.
I saw someone recently say, wow, they made the wizard a villain in this one. I don't think I've ever seen a version of this story where the wizard's a bad guy. I'm like, every version of the wizard's a bad guy. Every version of the story that exists.
The original version, this version,
the novel,
James Franco.
It's like, that's a weird thing to comment on, straight white man.
Like, even the James Franco one, like, it portrays him. He's a douchebag.
Should
like,
I
he's a selfish asshole.
Powerful?
I would say yes, more so because, like, it is much more visually interesting than this. The colors pop a lot more. Sam Raimi is doing interesting things, but not in his usual sense. And then you get to see Mila Kunis in it.
Her eyebrows are so bizarre in that movie.
She becomes the Wicked Witch, which is just fascinating. She's fine before.
Wait, she becomes Wicked Witch?
That's all I'll say.
There's a before for her as well.
That's
Linda,
all I'll say.
Is it true you were her friend? I think I love, I'm going to call it as both the stage show and this. Galinda to Glinda is still the funniest thing.
God, that was so funny.
And it's the black square on Instagram version of activism. It is the It is the version of the blue bracelets. It is the weakest thing you can do, but it is the funniest thing. The way people have already pronounced her name by accident. It's like, yeah, it's fine now. Sure.
This movie made me so happy of seeing Ariana Grande acting again because she is legitimately so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Her comedic timing and delivery is in this is just incredible.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of thoughts because I think it's mostly just great. Like it's mostly. I have a few nitpicks here and there. There's some weird inflections on some lines here and there, some songs. The biggest one for me was in The Wizard and I. There was a weird moment early on that I thought was a little weird in the song, but overall fantastic performance. The more we went on, the more I noticed the weird coloring and contrast lacking, but it kept hitting again and again every time I saw it. Good movie? Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I do not agree with the people say this is the best movie musical in a long
Steven
time.
Spielberg's West Side Story is so good.
That movie right there just trumps any that have come out in many years.
I think Wonka's really fun, but it's not quite
Wonka
as
is great. I love Wonka, but yeah.
I actually rated Wonka higher than this. It's 9 out of 10 instead of 8 out of 10.
I mean, I get that. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. It was great. It gave me a lot of memories from when I saw the show originally. And yeah, of course, I've got my nitpicks. There's some things that I thought were done really well, some things I thought could have been done better. The lighting and coloring were really starting to get to me after a while. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
And we're not trying to complain, but when we have enormous amounts of positive things to say a movie and some really egregious negative things, we're going to touch on the negative things first. We have way more positive things to say, so let's get out of the way first. And yeah, I think we're moving into the spoiler of still is part 1, spoilers for this movie only. Josh, Act 3. I think having Jeff go. I can't say that either here yet. Nope.
Yeah.
I will say that
I'll say this without getting into it. The song in the beginning, I'm hearing more of that specific person in the first song.
I think his casting was a mistake for that because it's too distinct a voice.
Interesting.
Because you notice it if you people.
But you see, I wasn't paying attention to it. I
know some people who have not seen the show noticed it immediately.
Interesting.
Voice. Yeah. Let's get into the spoilers though for this movie. I'm gonna tell you right now, I really love Ariana Grande in Defying Gravity. I think she is incredible in it. I love the moments. I think the fucking hot air balloon chase ruins some moments in it for sure. It ruins the agency Glinda has for a second because at first she's like in the original show there's no hot air balloon to escape, and it changes the Defying Gravity being a thing of if we got a balloon in time we would have just flown away. That's all that instead of hey I need to fight gravity because there's no other escape for me mentally, emotionally, or physically. I need to do this myself instead of get to that balloon. Let's go right now before they can get to us, and that ruins that moment a bit for me. And on top of that. It ruins Glinda's agency a bit because she just hops on immediately anyway. And then she makes a decision again afterwards to not. So it's like, wait, what? Okay, weird choice there. But Ariana is so good in it, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like there's a moment. I don't remember the lines now anymore. Fuck. I just forgot all my thoughts. Josh, talk for a second.
Yeah, the third act, I thought the kind of reveals of like what the wizard was planning on doing and things like that, I thought were really interesting. I do think though that there's
the yellow brick road.
That was really funny.
So stupid.
I love that. I do think though, because this is, obviously part 1 and part 2 doesn't come out for another year, there's too much mystery still as to, things like what's happening to the animals. Why is the wizard doing what he's doing? There's too much unknown. And if this part 2 is coming out in like 5-6 months, I wouldn't be as mad about it. But because like we still have to wait a year, that kind of frustrates me. I'm not a fan of that. I think if they had just given a little bit more
Oscar season.
Well, no, I know exactly. Yeah, but still, I give me a little bit more. Like just a little bit more. That's all I need.
Yeah, I like that they're showing the flying monkey transformation being as grotesque and painful as it was very smart. It is the same way on stage, and makes me nervous to see future transformations as well on the movie number 2.
I really hope they make it just as
specifically the person who there's a character who gets a bit stiffer. I think seeing that transformation will be really interesting. I also the inclusion of the silver slippers instead of ruby ones is very accurate.
It's accurate, but also it's for legal reasons.
It's both. The ruby was only ever added for MGM because the color was popped, and they
Yeah.
wanted to show out the cool technicolor they were doing. And silver slippers makes sense. You can see ruby slippers in this in one scene in Popular.
Hmm.
She throws them over. I'm not using those ones.
Yeah.
Which I think is a fun gag. People always people kept thinking that the ruby slippers were going to come back in this. I saw them like, no, that's it. That's all we can legally do. MGM literally owns that. MGM also owns the Yellow Brick Road pattern. They have these different road array. There's lots of stuff like that. Also, you talked about this before. The Munchkins you thought were smaller.
I thought that's how it always has been.
Literally only in the original movie because freak shows were a thing, and they wanted to capitalize on the popularity of freak shows and have look, guys, a whole community of small people. Look how fucked up that is. Look how awesome.
Huh.
Originally, Munchkins are just like 5'5", 5'10", nothing of actually short.
They're shorter, but they're not little people.
And the difference they had in this was they based it off of the Bach actor Ethan Slater's hair color, and every Munchkin has red hair.
Oh,
and so every you notice in Shiz I think is just a school for mostly Munchkins anyway, and so a lot of people there have red hair.
Gotcha.
So
okay,
that's fun. Also, people are like the line about like Munchkins so small-minded. People point out that's mean to Bach and everyone else. And I'm like, no, small-minded does not mean literal brain. It means that they are not open and being kind to her and people around her. Like, literally, it's not literal. Also, people keep comparing things in this. Like, hey guys, I think it's an Easter egg for Wizard of Oz. Like, no, it's just the plot. It's just what it is. It is outright the plot. Guys, it's
not everything is a reference.
No, it just is what it is. Like, it's people saying that I think Nessa being in a wheelchair is an Easter egg. It's like, no, it's the plot. But guys, you said a Wicked Witch. Her hat's pointy. I think that's for. Yes, it's the plot.
I think Nessa's gonna be the Wicked Witch of the East. Yeah, because she's her sister.
Sure. She came down in a bubble, Doug. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many things in this. I'm like, that's just obvious. So we're like, hey guys, that lion cub, there's a lion in Wizard of Oz. Yes. Your point?
Way to connect the dots,
guys. There. That lion looked cowardly. Yes. Your point?
I don't remember how it was in the original show, but Dancing Through Life, when Elphaba shows up at...
Oh, wait, for those that don't know, Dancing Through Life originally is Fiyero gets there, and the song ends with End of Oz Dust Ballroom. This is like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's extended a lot. But when they're there and she shows up, and in the movie she does like her dancing, is that how it is in the show, or does the show do something different? I don't remember.
I think it is something like that, to my knowledge.
Okay.
It's been a while for me too, but for that specific scene. But there is definitely, it is the moment of, I'm an outcast, I think it's just like perform myself being weird, and then Linda joins in.
Okay.
I don't remember or not if Fiero's line is the same, both versions. It's not like when him says it's not like it's your fault. What people also said, guys, I think that's like a hidden reference. No, it's the plot.
Here's a person say hi. Guys, it's a reference! They just said hello.
I've seen so many TikToks and stuff about people being completely dumb. And people are using the phrase media literacy, which is not always what it means. It's literal literacy.
Yes.
It's reading comprehension. America's literacy rates are literally so fucking low when over half of our country can't read above a 6th grade reading level. That's a fact. So that applies to how people interact with media a lot, including this. I've heard there were the BBC put out a review saying the animal subplot was unneeded. That is not a subplot. It is the story. This is about the animal's plot.
It's integral. She literally says her one true wish is for him to help the animals.
That's why she decides to go to Oz in the first place. The only reason she tries to do this is the only reason she does any of this stuff in this movie.
If you take that out, then what is her journey?
People are saying that you could remove the Nessa subplot as well as the animals subplot. If you remove those two things, you don't have a story.
No, you don't.
I am just excited to hear No Good Deed next time. Melakanami, Nami, Machu, Machu, Melakanami. God, that's a good song. This is just, it's fascinating to see people's reaction to this. And I don't think most opinions, if you're going this blind, are valid. Most opinions I've seen are completely fine. Like, this is really good, or this is really bad, or I like this, I didn't like this, etc. Most of them are fine, or most of them saying, hey guys, I think this is a reference to this. If you're wrong or not, that's still cool. But I think that people are reading too much into many things in this instead of just being, hey, maybe it just is the story. Let it unfold.
Yeah, and there's definitely things in it that like will like come to fruition in part two with like, you know, certain things that certain characters say, how they act and things. Like if you think that's leading to something, you could be correct. But again, if it's something like the ruby slippers, it's gonna play a part. No, that was
No.
just, you know, a wink and a nod.
Or guys, who do you guys think Dorothy is? No one. She's Dorothy. That's who she is. Also, she's not in it. In either one, you see a silhouette in a story. That's in the Broadway show. That's all it is. You see, like, it's not a main actor. She's not even a character. She just is part of the story because she has to be.
Like they're gonna make a reference to her in part two, but we're not gonna see her. If we do, I'm gonna be a little bit confused.
Like, well, if I see her the way we did in this one mostly.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I kind of had to spoil now thoughts on the whole show because I can't talk about this without talking about that now.
So if you have not seen the show and don't want to know anything, get out of here.
If you somehow avoided spoilers for Wicked for 21 years and continue to do it this week, I'm impressed by you. Go to our Super Weird Story segment, please, for your benefit. Awesome. Fierro needs to be fucking brainless.
Yeah, this is what I mean by he needs to be more of a himbo. He needs to be pretty dumb.
If all he's wanting is a brain.
Yeah, but like even Scarecrow, like he's an idiot, but he still has like, you know, the sense of intelligence of
Right.
like
It's
creating
also,
plans and things like that.
In the movie of Wizard of Oz, it's you had a brain the whole time. It's
Yeah.
Okay. It's due to her. I'm made of tin. Her spell made this occur. Seeing Bach transform is going to be so fucking cool. Jeff Goldblum's casting is a mistake. You could hear him as the father immediately to me.
It is kind of interesting that because I don't know if it was him singing it in the first song or if they got someone.
It's definitely he has the most distinct voice I've ever heard in my life, and it sounds like exactly like him.
Well, no, it's distinct, but like in the song, like he sounds a bit higher, and it sounds like it's out of his vocal range.
You can tweak that in post a little bit. I think it was still him singing.
I guess.
Also, I feel like he'd probably still be a tenor. Like he has a high singing voice vibe to him.
Yeah.
People are stupid online, Josh.
Yeah, they are.
I think it's a good movie. I think it's a great movie. I think it has problems, and that's okay, and it's valid to critique them. And this show is a good show, but people are like, guys, the line about saying she's so happy she could melt is a crazy Easter egg to her melting. No, it's a fucking reference for a reason, because it's going to happen, but also not.
Yeah, it's also why like when it rains at one point, she
doesn't melt.
Yeah, she doesn't melt, but she puts up an umbrella, but it's kind of like a one-off thing. It's to make you think like, oh, she knows something. No, it's not. It's literally there to trick you, so that way once the reveal happens at the end of part two, it shocks you if you obviously don't know.
Yeah, like I guess spoilers for we're in spoilers now for part two. She doesn't die. She escapes with her future hubby Fierro. aka the Scarecrow. So Bach becomes a Tin Man, which is funny because Bach is literally a unit of tin or metal.
Is it Nessie that turns him into the Tin Man?
Nessa?
Yeah, Nessa.
It's the spell from the witch, from Elphaba.
I
So she reads the Grimoire, does a spell. It's like he's heartless, and it's
because I have a vague recollection that it was like something got revealed and like it was like revenge against him for that.
That's more correct.
Okay,
because he hates Nessa from when he becomes. Nessa's kind of a fascist in this at some point, and not even a hyperbole. Like she works for the wizard because she thinks her sister's awful, and Buck's like her soldier / caretaker and stuff. Who Nessa starts commanding around a lot more, and he's like, "Well, I didn't do this in the first. I only did this because I was trying to be with Glinda. And it didn't work out very well. It's like I hate you, and then the spell it goes wrong and stuff. But it's just." God,
I'm curious how they're going to do the transformations, but do it in a way to keep it PG.
They might up the rating.
I don't think they would, though.
Wouldn't it be funny if the first part was PG, second part was PG-13?
I mean, hey, I'm here for it. Like, give me like some freaky ass transformations. Like, scar the children, please.
I also want to know how the fuck the Scarecrow and the Tin Man didn't fight the entire time with Dorothy, like duke it out, because they know who each other are at that point.
Well, because in the timeline of things, like, it would have been a while since they had, like, last seen each other.
And also, this is not canon to any version of Wizard of Oz.
The thing about the Wizard of Oz is that it is in the public domain, so you can do
The
whatever
book,
you want
yes.
with it.
People are like, hey, this doesn't tie in. What are these are plot holes from the book and movie? Like, no, they're not plot holes. It's just a different story.
They're not the same thing.
It is the Wicked the musical to the Wizard of Oz movie is the Last Airbender movie to the Last Airbender cartoon. They are not the same story, really, and they are completely just parallel paths, not the same thing.
Or it's like Return to Oz. Like, that's more so an adaptation
That's
of the
very
second
accurate.
and that's like a second adaptation of the second and third Wizard of Oz books. It's not an actual sequel to the Wizard of Oz movie.
Right. And also it's not related to even the Wizard of Oz first book as much either, because they couldn't adapt that. It's complicated mess of that movie. But yeah, this is just
It's its own thing.
It's its own thing. It's very fascinating. I wish people could understand stories better sometimes and not understand. Like, hey, that lion being cowardly is for a reason, guys.
It's really funny listening to the soundtrack and what's the song?
One Short Day. Oh, we have Adina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth in this movie.
Those were great cameos.
And also Stephen Schwartz is saying, "The Wizard will see you now," who wrote the musical.
That's fun. Is a song called Loathing, or is it called...
What is this feeling? What is this feeling?
Okay, yeah. Just re-listening to that and thinking back to the book of how like they had more so like of a romantic relationship, I'm just like, this seems like this was as close as they were able to get it to referencing that.
There's a lot of sex in the book. Also, in the book of Wicked, the wizard did not just have some alcohol and fun free drinks. It was like a date rape drug allegory.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, it's meant to be a dark story, and this is tamer than that. Also, the original author is Gregory Maguire. I think it is. Is that right?
I'm not sure who that is.
Yes, which, if you can put it together, Gregory Maguire, Grimmery is kind of just like, it's the names pushed together. Everything's pretty funny. I also want to know what the wizard's plan was. If he said, here's a witch, she's green. Well, it doesn't have to be. Is that your greatest desire? What was his plan? I think his plan was to swap out the toy for one that's not green and say, oh, I thought your desire was that. You only get one. As like a little hoodwink thing. Or try and have her read the spell and make herself not green. It's like, you have to do it yourself. You have the power within you. Yeah, Jeff Goldblum's good in this. Madame Marble, Michelle Yeoh's singing is not incredible in this, but it's fine.
I think she was more so just cast for like her acting abilities more so than her singing abilities.
Sure, but also you have Keala Settle in this, who is an incredible singer. Also, who didn't sing at all. Who you could have as Madame Marble too. Then she was in Greatest Showman as the bearded woman. She was in Waitress on stage as what's her face? One of the waitresses. I don't know her character's name. She's great. Who is I think wasted in this as well. Really good movie, has flaws.
Yeah, I am excited for part 2 though to see what they do and how, because Act 2s usually are much shorter than Act 1s.
It is
shorter. I'm really curious to see like what they added, what
make
they
it 90 minutes.
I mean, it would be a choice.
I mean, there's also a reprise in the part 2 that's not ever in the soundtrack on the album, and because it's like only in the story. Because often musicals would have like a reprise or an extra song that's not in the album. It will be just be sung on stage, especially if it's a big show. And I have not been able to find that song again. I don't remember what it is now. And I loved it so much I can never find it again. I'm still mad about that. So getting to see it again will be good.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see I'm Not That Girl. Wait, wrong thing. I'm excited to see March of the Witch Hunters is a really good song. As long as you're mine with Fiyero and Elva clinging each other, it'll be great. I also really love in this movie, and in this one specifically, Glinda knows that Fiyero has something for Elva. You can tell.
Like, she can tell that there's something there, but she's kind of like in denial about it and doesn't want it to be true.
Right. And like in Act 2, they're engaged and stuff, which is funny because it'll be the second time that Jonathan Bailey has played an engaged man who went through with someone else he met in the woods on horseback. This happened in Bridgerton as well, apparently. I don't have a lot more thoughts on this. I'll get into more later on at some point. And there are more thoughts I could say, but overall, Defying Gravity makes the movie not land for me as a whole. And that really sucks. I'll say it again. Maybe I'll change my mind, but it is just, I think you have to nail this ending if you're going to do it. And they just didn't for me. And overall, it's great, though. Performances are amazing. Everyone's good in it. I don't have a lot of problems with the movie overall. I think that's really heartfelt and really powerful. I do think it's funny that this is the second movie in a row where Peter Dinklage plays a professor character in November. From Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes to this.
That's funny. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time with it, and I'm excited to see how they hopefully stick the landing.
So that was Wicked.
Good
And that was our
movie. I
thoughts on
like.
Wicked. So initially, when starting this recording, we're going to talk about Red One as well. But actually, we're not going to because that video we recorded too long, and now it's been 2 weeks since last recorded any of this episode.
What do you mean? It's been the exact same amount of
It's
time.
the exact same amount of time. And now we have our super weird story segment, which is where I tell Josh something weird about superheroes or comic books or comic book culture. And he blind reacts. This one is interesting to me because it's about a character. We're doing another deep dive-ish onto a character. Not one you're familiar with, though, probably.
Most likely not. I know very few.
Are you familiar with Speed Centaur?
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. I don't know. A name like that seems pretty neat. No, never mind. That's an abomination. Burn it.
It's a literal centaur. Do you want to know? This is from a book called The League of Regrettable Superheroes, and the quote of the day for this guy is, "Yes, I've always talked. I'm a talking horse, the only one there is."
Well, I mean, at least he's straight to the point.
Do you want to know when this came out?
From the way the artwork looked, like sometime 50s to 60s.
1939.
That's even earlier than I thought.
This came, and I want to talk about this one because also, when the recording was originally, the Superman trailer was coming out soon. It's out now, but the Superman trailer was coming out soon, and this is coming out around the same time Superman came out. So with that in mind, this came out right around the time Superman came out. With that context in your brain, let's get into this character.
So what you're saying is that he could have been the first original Batman in terms of popularity.
Let's get into this, shall we?
Please. I need to know. I need the answers.
Half the battle in coming up with a new superhero is finding a way to make the costumed crime fighter stand out from the legions of superpowered types competing for a kid's dime, or these days, $4, which is probably more than that now, usually.
Yeah.
Well, standing out was was no problem for Speed Centaur because he is exactly what his name advertises: a crime-fighting centaur.
You see, there's your first problem there is that a horse is kind of big, and just going through regular doors would probably be a challenge, even if the top half is a human.
I will say, this idea could work now.
It could, but again, the doors is weirdly a problem for me here.
Make him transform to centaur mode.
No, fully commit. Be a centaur the entire time. Don't Percy Jackson this shit. Make him a centaur, goddammit.
Well, okay, because born in a mysterious city somewhere in the Arctic Circle, Speed is the sole survivor of a catastrophic earthquake that destroys his homeland and all of his people. Found orphaned and wandering around by a kindly human trapper, the young creature is educated, trained, and raised to hate evil and crime. Which, so far, this is actually I'm fine with this.
I have so many questions. Is he just resistant to the cold?
Why is the horseman in the Arctic?
Why are they in the Arctic? That's my question.
On the trapper's deathbed, the trapper gives Speed his mission to clean up the nearby urban center dubbed the City of Rackets. Now, I know it's not, I don't think literal like tennis rackets, but I'm thinking that's a racket over there.
That'd be funny if it was tennis rackets.
This is the city of people holding tennis. This is the challengers area. Well, a trip to the big city is just what every young centaur dreams of, is it?
Look, I haven't met a centaur in real life, so who knows? It could be right.
And soon, Speed has foiled the plans of his very first crook, named Killer Diller.
Okay.
For good measure, he's also saved the life of his soon-to-be pal and partner, newsman Jerry Real McCoy. Real is his nickname, like R-E-E-L.
No.
And again, this came out right around this. This came out. So Jerry McCoy or Real McCoy.
Newsman Jerry Real McCoy. That's his full entire name.
So again, context: era of Superman coming out and debuting. Speed Centaur. This could have been our Green Lantern or Aquaman.
I'd pay good money to see that.
Speed has an impressive array of powers, though. That would shock you. As if being a centaur didn't make him unusual enough. He also is a mental and physical giant, capable of flinging mighty boulders like pebbles, can apparently fly. Why do you need to fly?
Look, centaurs got to be places.
Actually, a flying horseman is terrifying.
That would be horrifying. If I was a criminal, I would be terrified.
You don't need to fly very high. The hooves flying and kicking you would be enough.
That's what Batman should have been doing this whole time. Be a goddamn bat horse.
And as his name implies, he moves as quickly as lightning. He's very fast at even speed. Is Speed his first name, I wonder? Is he, hi, I'm Centaur, Speed Centaur. Like I want to know.
I mean, BoJack Horseman, look at that name.
Horseman. That's true. Though he can do much of what other superheroes do, he doesn't have a strong chance for a secret identity. It's very true.
Be a little bit difficult.
A civilian career or a romance, despite looking like a matinee idol from the waist up. He also from the waist down, if you count Roy Rogers' horse. Okay, yeah. Speed does have a handy disguise though, when called on to pass unnoticed in the city. A lifelike equine like mask, which covers his upper body, allowing him to pass as a horse, just an urban horse. So he doesn't pass as a human. He passes as only a horse.
To be fair, I feel like that's a little bit easier.
You just like because he has like a I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's equine, like equestrianism, like
Yeah.
the word meaning horse. I don't know how to pronounce anything special.
Look, the only way he could like disguise himself as a human is only in like an open field with other horses, and he's tricking people into thinking that he's on top of another horse. That's
Don't
the only
look
way.
over here too closely. Disguised in this way, Speed and Real are able to pass as a street vendor and his innocuous pack animal, thus making Speed the only hero with a non-human secret identity. That's kind of fun, though.
That's different. I'll give him credit for that.
When not fighting crime, Speed resides in his secret headquarters inside a titanic cave on Knob Nose Mountain, overlooking the city.
Bring back weird comic book names, please. I love this.
On the off chance there isn't enough crime and injustice to keep the pair busy in town, the cave is also home to weird monsters. Of course it is. In one of its hidden chambers, Speed and Real face something that resembles a hairy green rhinoceros. They also find the entrance to a lost medieval kingdom, where Speed is also able to clean up as the only all-in-one horse and rider competitor in a jousting history. That's all I got.
That's it.
Let's see. I want to see something. Do you want to know more about Speed Centaur?
I think it's just really funny if that's all the info they have on him. Just like a unceremonious stop.
Weaknesses. Well, he likes the occasional sugar cube.
Okay.
That's his weakness.
Good to know.
And originally this was 10 cents for this issue.
Oh, that sounds nice.
I'm going to do one quick little just Google on Speed Centaur to see if I can find out any more about how many issues he appeared in. He seems to have multiple, which makes sense because they describe numerous things happening for him. There's fan art of him. I'll send it to you. It's not very amazing. It's like pixel art.
Are you sure that's not just a centaur?
It's on one of Speed Centaur's fandom pages.
He has a fandom page? Oh, I thought. Never mind. I did not take it as this website fandom. Never mind. Ignore me. Ignore my stupidity.
He under character type on a thing called Comic Vine, it says God/Eternal, which makes me more intrigued.
Okay.
Wait, that's not right. This is wrong. It says real name and aliases are Jerry R. McCoy on this site. That's not true. Jerry R. McCoy is his friend.
What if this was a ruse the whole time?
He actually is two people. Oh, God. Okay, so that's our episode on Wicked, Josh.
What a great way to end it. I can fully see how this all... No, it does sort of blend, because you have weird talking
the
animal
horse
things.
Problems. Yes! The horse fascism.
It all ties in.
Anyway, Josh, where can people find you online?
I'm at places on the internet. Go to YouTube at Josh Rudolph, Instagram, J_Rudy16, Twitter, J_Rudy28, and Letterboxd at Nerd4Film28.
And after this episode, I have a name change everywhere, so it's all the exact same. It is now Sean.mov everywhere. That's SEANDOTMOV. The dot is spelled out, and that includes Threads, Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Letterboxd, all the exact same thing. Sean.mov, because in case TikTok goes down, you can find me elsewhere. So there you go. Make it easy. And the .mov is, of course, reference to a filmmaking file type. You also can email the show at podgeekspeak@gmail.com or tweet at us at #GeekSpeakPod or at GeekSpeakPod on Twitter. Or if you want to join the discussion with us in real time, down below is linked to our Discord page as well. Yahoo. Ready, Josh?
Yeah.
That's our episode.
Cool. Bye.